Hi everyone, welcome to my next video, and I hope you're having a really great day. I never run out of ideas to talk about on my channel, and I so enjoy it because I always want to be uplifting and positive and inspiring with my stories and my experiences, and I love all of your comments, which leads me to one that I received this morning, and it was just so great. I couldn't pass it up to talk about it. It gave me a lot to think about. It helped me formulate more ideas for my book that I'm writing next about being an estranged parent. And it helps me realize how our society is evolving, um, probably around the world, although most of my comments, I believe, come from the US. So, what was the comment? The comment was in regards to a video where I talked about receiving that nasty text message from my daughter after 5 years, and how I reacted. And I'm saying that the comment was great because it was just so incredibly nasty. I learned a lot from it. And I'm not going to delete it because comments like this are very valuable to me. They don't affect me because I understand where they're coming from. I'm well past my personal situation. I'm very grounded. I'm very self-aware, and I'm very spiritually enlightened that I can talk even more about that, and which I have not yet. So that's a whole nother topic I haven't even started yet. But anyway, this particular person, and I don't remember if it was a man or a woman, took actually. Now here's what I'm trying to get at. They took what I said and completely twisted it around, and the way it was twisted in their comment justified their anger and their rage towards me. And at first I was going to delete it, and I thought, no, I'm going to respond. This is good. This is good because I'm going to respond politely, as I always do, and I'm going to clarify the confusion. And that's what I did. So it made me realize this is part of my story, writing my book about being an estranged parent, because people like this perpetuate false truths. And in doing so, they unfairly and unnecessarily influence others to join in with their negativity. And I'm convinced that is happening around the world with so many different topics, whether it's religion, whether it's politics, whether it's our children, our relationships, our husbands, our wives, our kids, school. I don't know what is going on, but I didn't see this as a young adult growing up. And I'm not sure if it's the availability of the internet where people are feeling more freely to spout their personal rages. And I think that was suggested to me by many of you kind people. And you're very supportive of me and told me to ignore them. But this one I couldn't, because it was a good comment, because it made me realize how prevalent this type of personality is. Where does it come from? I don't know. But I will tell you this. I was a very compassionate little girl who grew up in a very cold environment. So I did not learn compassion. I was born with it. I was a compassionate little 3-year-old sitting out in the dirt playing by myself while my mother ignored me. Um, I I believe it's inherited, and I believe it's missing in people who did not inherit this capacity. And I'm going to throw out something else that I have never mentioned. And I'm going to preface this by reminding everyone I'm not a victim. Everything that has happened to me, I am well past it. And this was, 10 years ago, when my mother passed away. And she had left all of her things to someone who I had grown up with, a childhood friend. And she had made him in charge of everything. And so I had not found this out until just a week or so before her passing. And when I contacted this childhood friend, who I had not spoken to in years, we just lost touch. Gosh, we'd played together as kids. We'd played together, um, doing all those dumb things, riding bikes, going to the beach, having fun. And yeah, he was a very close childhood friend. And then we just lost touch. We just grew our separate ways. So when I found out that he had been put in charge of my mother's affairs, of course I called him. And his reaction to me was very kind of standoffish. And lo and behold, he had taken everything in my mother's condo and sold it all. He had taken all of her clothes, all of her personal items, a box of black and white photos of my family, which my mother had kept, gosh, for 50 years because she was 92, and he'd thrown them in the trash. Now, here was someone who I thought would still be a friend. We were close as kids. We had played together. We'd never had a falling out, never had a disagreement. And when I asked him why he did that, his answer was only 2 words: my bad. And that was that. And I was so hurt and so devastated, but more than that, I couldn't for the life of me understand what the heck was he thinking. My brother was still alive. He hadn't thought of my brother. There was a old wooden kitchen table that I had written about in I See the Elephant, and it had been my great-grandmother's, and my mother still had it. Well, I had always wanted that table, and I had very special emotional ties to that table because many a difficult conversation had taken place around that table. And I wanted to have it here with me, sort of a testament to my survival. And I don't know if some of you can understand that, but it's a token of my past that I wanted to keep. And so I had always wanted that table. Well, when I asked him about the table, he laughed and he said, "Oh, I gave it to a antique shop. But don't worry, someone really, really likes it." And I thought, who is this person that I thought knew me? Who is this person who is now 60 years old, and I'm 65, and he is absolutely clueless, not only who I am, but my feelings. And I would love to hear whoever would like to comment with that, because I still don't get it. The only thing I can come up with is some of us are born more aware than others. And I don't think it's anything we learn. I think it's something we're born with. Whether it's a capacity in our brains, whether it's a capacity in our personalities. But I never told him how angry I was because I couldn't stop crying. And after I spoke with him a few more times, I kept thinking, oh, he'll get it. He'll call me and say, "Gee, I'm so sorry, Barbara." But he never did. And again, it wasn't so much the material things. I would have loved to have had those pictures. I would have loved to have had that table. But it was more, how could a person be so blind? How could they be such a human being, yet be such a non-functioning human being? And is this the kind of world we're living in now? Because that to me is not only scary, it's horribly sad. And so I thought back to this comment today, and it was very similar in the vein of living in completely different worlds from other people's feelings, completely numb to empathy, to compassion. And honestly, it makes me realize how very fortunate I am that I have the capacity for empathy. And it made me realize maybe that's my next book. After writing the one about my daughter, or maybe I'll make it part of it. People that are compassionate can be not only misunderstood, but judged for being wrong for feeling this way. So isn't that kind of crazy? And another thing, people have asked me, do I feel lonely living here out in the woods by myself? Absolutely not. But what does make me feel lonely is when these people are so emotionally disconnected from feelings of others. And it makes me wonder uh, how that can possibly be. But it also makes me know that I am not only fortunate to not be like them, but aware enough to know that I'm in a different world. I'm in a different spiritual plane. I'm in maybe a different vibration level, if you all believe into that. And I am so very glad I am. And that comment, that nasty comment, I really was glad that I got it, because it made me see, gosh, how quick people are to hate and to judge me and to take my video and completely put it through a blender and make it out to be how they think they saw it and how they think they heard it. And how many people go through life doing that every single day, where they hear a conversation and it comes out in their mind the complete opposite of reality, or how someone meant it to be reality. I would love to hear your comments and what everyone thinks about that. Now, when I was a little girl, I felt like there was something very wrong with me, because I had such intense feelings and I had such intense intuition and compassion. And I grew up in an environment where other people did not. But now I know that there is everything right with me. Not that there's a right or wrong, but I know that we need more compassion in the world. And so maybe I should write a book about it. Maybe that's what this world needs, is the awareness that we are sadly, sadly lacking in compassion. And how easy it is to think twice before hurting someone, before insulting someone, before judging someone, and to listen to their experience, not coming up with your own story, but understanding theirs, if that makes sense. So this video just kind of came off the cuff. I've been really thinking about that comment, and I'm glad I got it, because these comments are so interactive and so stimulating for me to come up with how to react. And it makes me realize how people perceive things and what this world is doing to be in such a mess today. So please feel free to comment. Tell me whatever you want, good or bad, happy, sad, judgmental or not. I welcome it all. And I'm learning. I'm learning a lot about how others see the world. And I'm incorporating that in my future works and my books. So if you haven't subscribed, please feel free. My channel is, oh my gosh, I'm almost up to 10,000 subscribers. I might get there in 2 days, and I feel like I should celebrate, but I don't know what I should do. Maybe I'll have a piece of cake on a video and subscribe and thank everyone. I'm so thrilled. Thank you so much to everyone, and I hope you're all having a great day. And if there are other topics you'd like me to talk about, I thought of a really fun one I'm going to do. In a few more weeks, I'm getting 6 cords of firewood delivered. The guy has to come in 2 trucks because it's so much wood, and he leaves it in the end of my driveway. And you might find it very humorous and very interesting, how I stack this wood, because it's going to take me 2 months. And I thought I'd learn how to edit and do a time lapse kind of thing, where I start with the first piece and I end with the last. And you'll be very surprised my method. A truck cannot make it to my backyard. It's too hilly and it's too rocky. And I have a very special place where I want it, near my back door. So it takes me 2 months. I do it piece by piece, and I'm very happy with my end result. So I'm going to do that video, and I'm doing a time lapse. It's going to be really fun. And let's see, he's going to deliver it the beginning of May. June, July. I'll post it before the beginning of August, and it should be very entertaining. And I should probably learn how to do a time lapse about my day-to-day life also. Many of you are interested in how I cook, which is really amazing to me because I'm not much of a cook. But okay, I'll do videos on what I cook. I won't do how I take a shower, but I'll do a video of a picture of my shampoo and my soap outside and my towel, and how I carry my water, and I'll do some fun ones. And at first I wasn't going to, but I can see the interest. And they won't be professional, but none of my videos are anyway. And I think a lot of you like them better that way anyway. So I'll do some of those. And feel free to let me know what else you'd like me to show you. Thanks so much, everyone. Take care.